Hello, and welcome back to Manufacturing Matters Jackson, the one and only podcast dedicated to celebrating the manufacturing industry in Jackson County, Michigan. My name is Keith Gillenwater, and I'm the president and CEO of Accelerate Jackson County.
And I am Olivia Steele, Executive Director of JAMA.
So, Olivia, what's going on in the world of JAMA?
Well, we're gearing up for our golf outing next month. So that's the big thing, is getting ready for that golf outing.
Yeah. Anything else?
Just classes and normal stuff. We did order equipment for the building, and I think some of it's going to be delivered Monday, so that's exciting.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's super exciting.
Yeah.
What can you give us any sort of previews of what kind of equipment you have going on?
Yeah, so the equipment that we've ordered is 6 manual mills, 6 manual lathes, and 3 surface grinders.
Wow. I'm sure all of that was free too, right?
Yeah, right. We got a pretty good deal on it, so we're excited about that.
Awesome.
What about at Accelerate Jackson?
So we have a lot going on in Accelerate Jackson County. So right now, as we're recording this episode, just this week we launched our new capital campaign, the Accelerate 2030 campaign. So I am in fundraising mode now and will be for the next several months. So you can find out more at acceleratejacksoncounty.org/2030.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I know what it's like to be in the middle of the capital campaign. So,
yes.
We're doing that still for the AMTC building. So,
right. Well,
it's a lot of work.
It is, and it's one of those things that we just sort of have to do, right? When you run a nonprofit, no matter what the nonprofit is, these are the kinds of things that you've got to do, and it's probably not anybody's favorite part of the job, but it is something if you want to be able to operate at the level that you want to operate at, you got to have money to do it, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So we are, I'm guessing that by now our viewers, maybe not the listeners, but the viewers have definitely saw something that's a little bit different. You want to talk about that?
Sure. This is episode 7, and we are going to celebrate at the Learning Fair. I think this is the 30th or 31st Learning Fair.
Oh, that's awesome. And we are on location at Northwest Elementary School off of Lansing Ave. And so today we are going to walk around and talk to a number of manufacturers and maybe even pull Angela in for a quick conversation as well about the Learning Fair and the idea behind it. So with that, without further ado, I think we can get going and start talking to some companies. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Hi, and welcome back to Manufacturing Matters Jackson. I am here at the Learning Fair with Colton from Classic Metal Finishing.
Hi, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you. So can you tell us a little bit about Classic Metal Finishing?
Classic Metal Finishing is a machine shop here in Jackson, Michigan. We do machining, anodizing, and assembly. We like to be known as a one-stop shop, so we can do everything from taking your design to machining it to anodizing it and then assembling it so that once it gets to the customer, it's ready to go.
Awesome. So what made you want to come to the Learning Fair here today at Northwest Elementary?
It's a very good opportunity to get into the community and get the younger kids involved in machining and the manufacturing and get their gears turning.
Yeah. So it looks like you have some hands-on demonstrations today and maybe some takeaways. Can you talk a little bit about what you've got?
All right. We made some tops for the kids this year, and so we turned these on our Swiss machines, and then we anodize them through our anodizing line, all the pretty colors, so the kids can take their favorite color home. And then we've got some parts here on the table that we machine for different customers in town. We don't do anything with our name on it, so we don't sell anything that we sell for ourselves. Everything that we do is for a customer that comes to us with an idea or a project that they want us to work on. So these are some of the examples that we have here today.
Awesome. Can you talk about some of the cool stuff you have here on the table?
So a lot of what we do is very tedious work. We do everything from striker with medical down to like Eaton Aerospace. Then we do cool company here is Jet Heat that we do. We machine parts for their jet heaters, and but we do a lot of big variety of different parts and companies that we work for.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I appreciate you stopping and giving us a couple of minutes of your time, and thank you for giving back to the community.
Yeah, thanks for stopping.
Thanks.
Thanks, Colton.
Yep.
And now we are here with Mary from Technique. Mary, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and Technique?
Yeah, I've been with Technique for about 8 months now, and we are an emergency manufacturing and prototype facility. We work in metals. We have so many training opportunities at Technique. We are currently hiring for many positions. We're going to be opening a new facility at the end of the month and building a new facility in the spring.
Awesome. How many people do you plan on hiring?
Well, we've hired 50 in the last 2 months. We plan on hiring 50 more, I would say, in the next few months. We are hiring welders, machinists, prototype techs. We're looking for a CWI certified weld inspector. Yep. So if you know of anyone, it's a great place to work. We have so many training opportunities. We pay for your training. We'll put you through our TechU academies. We hire high school students, juniors and seniors. Love to start you in a new manufacturing career.
So tell me, what makes it important for you to attend events like the Learning Fair?
We love to introduce manufacturing to kids. So I think a lot of the kids, especially in the urban areas here, aren't exposed to manufacturing, and they don't even know that this stuff exists. So, for them to be able to come and see, build a little car, race it on the track, hear about what we do at Technique, some of the things that we build, parts for SpaceX, parts for airplanes for their toilets, parts for toasters, the Pringles chip mold, right? All different kinds of things that students or kids maybe don't know about. So it's fun to be able to introduce that to them. We also build all of the chassis for NASCAR.
Well, thank you for joining us on Manufacturing Matters Jackson.
Glad to be here.
We're here with Rodney from Northwest Tool and Machine Incorporated. Rodney, thanks for being on our podcast today.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit about Northwest Tool and Machine?
Northwest Tool and Machine is a precision machining company located here in Jackson, Michigan. Been in business over 40 years. The owners is a second-generation owned family precision machining company, and they have strong ties to the Northwest School District. Our president is a graduate from Northwest High School.
Awesome.
So I've been with the company 10 years, and this is my 10th or 11th year participating in the Learning Fair.
Awesome. So what do you do at Northwest Tool and Machine?
Well, we're pretty much an industrial manufacturer. We work with automotive companies, aerospace companies, companies in fruit and beverages, anyone that uses any type of CNC production equipment, automation equipment, robotics. We actually make tooling, replacement parts, and machine parts for their equipment to run.
Awesome. What makes you want to participate in the Learning Fair here that we're at today?
Well, it's always about the kids, to be honest with you, but also, in this day and age, the labor market is actually changing. So I've always felt an event like this is to identify young students, young kids that excel in math and science, to maybe push them towards the manufacturing industry. Plus, kids have a good time where you can go out and get free prizes and see all the different things that all the manufacturers set up or have set up. But, at the end of the day, it's support, obviously, Northwest School District as well as the Jackson community.
That's awesome. So last question I have, can you explain what this part is, an electromagnetic train?
What this basically is, it's a magnetic assembly that shows kids how the copper coils and the magnetics can move, say, a train or a part from one north end to the south end.
Well, thank you for appearing on our podcast, and thank you for giving back to the community and being a part of this career fair.
And I hope the rest of the show goes well. I know it's a threat of rain, but I think one of the organizers mentioned that they had one of the biggest turnouts last year. So hopefully the rain stays away and we can get another good showing today.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
You too. Thank you.
And now I'm here with I from Mackie. Can you tell us a little bit about Mackie?
Oh, we are making the compressor.
What compressors do you make?
Oh, we're making so many different compressors. Currently, we are working on the electric one, which is a kind of huge project, cutting-edge technology from Japan. So we're so excited.
That's awesome. So tell us why you come to events like the Learning Fair.
You know, it's a great opportunity for us to connect with community, and we're so happy to see like little engineers, the future engineer, and my heart is so melted. And also, I love to see Mackie family, yeah, and they can feel and touch and feel what we are doing here. So yes, this is one of my favorite activity.
Awesome. So I see you have some parts here. Are you able to tell us a little bit about what these parts are?
Oh, yeah, they are. Okay, this is quality detective activities. One side is energy part, which is no good.
Okay.
The other side is good part. So kids got to compare and they got to identify why they are bad.
All right, now, Olivia, the real test is, can you choose which one of these parts is good or bad?
So this is bad and this is good.
Yeah, I was going to say this doesn't look great.
Uh-oh. We get to hold
Welcome
up.
to Mackie!
I get to hold up the frame now, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so now she... and the safety first.
uh-oh.
Perfect. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're here with Mark and Fred from the Model T Experience at the Learning Fair at Northwest Elementary. Gentlemen, thank you very much for agreeing to appear on our podcast.
Welcome, yes.
So, could you tell us a little bit about what the Model T Experience is?
Yeah, so what we're trying to do is teach children about manufacturing, building things through hands-on work from the original manufacturing device, the Model T. This is a real engine from a Model T, 1908. This is a 1909, right? Actually, this has got some parts from both of them, but it's a cutaway engine, the real thing, so you can see inside how an engine actually functions. And a lot of people don't know how an engine functions, but it's really quite simple to relate to children. If you look inside here, you've got that yellow part that's moving up and down. That's called the crankshaft. And children have generally ridden bicycles. That would be the pedals of a bicycle. And the pedals move up and down, spinning around, which eventually goes through the transmission to move the wheel. On a bicycle, you have a chain instead of a transmission, same concept. So if you think of this part as the bicycle, all of this is the rider. And this is where the power comes in. So on this engine, it's 4 cylinders. We have one cylinder here, this piston, cylinder, 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 and it's a 4-stroke, and that's how it functions. We got 4 steps in how it works. You start with step number 1, here we'll come around. This valve comes up, letting fuel and air in, and it closes, comes up, and the spark plug goes off, exploding the gasoline, pushing it down, like your foot would push down on the piston. Come back around to here, step, bang, push, and then the exhaust comes out. Same as you, breathe in, breathe out, food in, waste products out. Same function, and in fact, gasoline is a hydrocarbon. Your food you eat are hydrocarbons. And you breathe out CO2, so does an engine. Plants eat the CO2, and it all cycles around. Now, this has got lots of parts and moving parts. You can see things that are functioning and how it all works. Now, there is one interesting part, though, that's very different from a person, and that's the spark plug. Your body, you consume the food and turns it into energy a different way. And this works. You get gasoline in and oxygen, and when that spark goes off, bang, it explodes and pushes down on the piston. Now, in order to get the spark, we need electricity. And that's what this part does here. This is called a magneto. we don't use these anymore in engines. We have an alternator, but essentially it's the same concept. And so this spins around to make the electricity to run the spark plugs. And what we usually have them do is come over here and make some electricity. All of these parts you're seeing here were actually used to work on these. These are real things that were used to make real vehicles. This is a tester for this part here, which I cannot never remember it. But if we give this a crank here, you kind of come over here and see it gets up to this.
Yeah.
And you can see the spark plug sparking.
Yep, you sure can. Wow, that's really cool.
So the thing about this, the way this works, is you've got a coil of wire, and a magnet. And when you move a magnet past a coil, that induces electrical current. Now, to get this to work properly, though, that magnet can't be too close. If it's too close, you'll just grind the parts, right? You don't want to do that. But it can't be too far away either, because it won't interact. And that's what that part right there is for. That's a magnet standoff, or it's called a magnet support. And here's the actual drawings for the design of that. And you can see here, that measurement right there has to be plus or minus 1/1000th of an inch. If it's too close, it's gonna hit. If it's too far, it's not gonna work. So we have the kids write down, draw out their parts, and that measurement, and then we have them make the part and measure it to see if they did it properly.
Wow.
So this is what's called a turret lathe. Now, if you use a saw or a knife, you move the tool to cut. On a lathe, you move the material. And that's what's going on here. This material is sticking through the lathe, and then these are all the tools. And it's turret because this spins around, turns to change tools. So I'm going to move this around here. And if we've got this, we're having a little problem with this piece here. Okay, so we push it forward, bring it in. This is not a real tool, so we're going to skip that one. Move it, push it all again, bring it back. Okay, now this is the first stage of the tools. At this point here, that's the measurement tool. So we're going to bring that there, hold it. Okay, and then this has got to be pushed through here, get to that right size. So now it's measured. I lock it in place. Should do better than that, but it locks in place. And now we're on this next step where we would turn this on, which we actually, in order to do that, though, we're going to need to have some people with some glasses on. You're probably okay over there. Sure. All right, so bring this back. First tool here. We're going to do a pilot hole. That brings that in, starts the pilot, and then the next stage clicks over to the next tool, and we're going to drill the hole. When you're drilling, you've got to let some of the chips out so you don't put it all in at once. There we go. Next stage, bring that in to catch this. Let's go hold that. Next step is we're going to look in here, zoom in real close on this. This is the exact shape of the part, which we're going to make right here. And that's going to cut that shape. Now it's going to make some horrible noise here. Now it's cut the part, and now we're going to trim that part off, push it forward. And there it's off. Turn it off. And I got to grab this with, they're over here. It's going to be real hot, as it was friction. Drop that in there. Pull it out. There's a sharp edge left over there that we take off. You can see there's a lot of steps to this. Okay, so what's this not coming off? There we go. And then the last step, well, not quite the last step, so we have the children put their initials on there.
Oh, wow.
What's the initials of your podcast?
Manufacturing Matters.
All right, MM. Real easy. M. M. So at this point, you got to pull out some calipers. So these are dial caliper, analog style. This is what they would have used. And the real key important measurement is this there. And the way these work is you move it back and forth like that. We have to zero it out first, so we set this at 0. Do it and get that there. And if you look in here, you can see that it's not quite 8, so that's 7. 50, exactly, which on the specification there is exactly perfect. 750. So that's a perfect part. That's awesome.
That is really cool. Thank you for being willing to join us on our Manufacturing Matters Jackson podcast.
We're here with Angela from the 31st Learning Fair. Angela, thank you for being part of our podcast, and thank you for asking us to come today.
Thank you for coming. I was so excited for you to do your podcast here, really.
Absolutely. It's really been a great experience for us to get around and talk with all the businesses you have here, see the cool things that are going on as well. So can you maybe tell us a little bit behind the inspiration for the Learning Fair and what you're really trying to accomplish?
Well, the Learning Fair started in 1993, and it was the idea of an anonymous community member that wanted kids to have fun learning in a fair-like atmosphere in the middle of the summer with a focus on hands-on learning. A lot of times in school we don't have the time or budget to focus on that as much as we would like to. And I really feel blessed to be part of the event and have the opportunity to coordinate it.
I mean, that's pretty amazing to be able to take an idea like that and 31 years later.
Right.
I mean, I'm guessing some of the people that are going to watch our podcast or listen to it are not 31 years old.
Right.
So
right,
I think that's pretty amazing to be able to have something from an idea phase and get that kind of legs to it.
Yes, and you say that and I feel goosebumps on my arms. And I also think, I imagine some of those people that you just mentioned have memories of being at the Learning Fair when they were a young kid and maybe found what they're passionate about then, and now here they are doing it, you know?
Olivia, do you have memories of being at the Learning Fair?
I do. So I remember when it started down at Spring Arbor University. Yep, we used to come. I used to help at the button table as a kid.
Bless your heart.
Yep.
That's so sweet.
That's awesome. We're standing in front of Dragon Dog Forge. This is something that's pretty cool going on in the background.
Yes.
So
This is the first time Anthony has joined us, and I'm just so excited to have a blacksmith demonstrating, and he has some great ideas for kids to do a hands-on activity where they get to try some of the skills themselves. And then I guess we came along with Seth Riker here, who was tooling along through the fair as a visitor, but he's a very experienced, hands-on kind of guy with a lot of knowledge and manufacturing skills and blacksmithing and building. And so Anthony was like, well, then get in here and help me. And what a great experience that turns into for Seth. That's exactly the kind of stuff that I love happens here. You know, without the Learning Fair, we wouldn't have the opportunity.
we were talking to the Model T experience, and they were talking about this is the original manufacturing, and in the back of my mind I was thinking this is the original manufacturing, right?
Go back a little further, yeah.
So, well, thank you very much for hosting us today. Thank you for having us on behalf of Olivia and I and the Manufacturing Matters Jackson podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll look forward to following that podcast, and thanks for taking the time to be here.
And now we're here joined with Camille from Thorez Industries, C. Thorez. Camille, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Let's see. I was born and raised in Concord, and that's where I still live. And I married a wonderful gal when I went to Michigan Tech up in the UP, and we were married for almost 55 years until she passed last year. We have 10 children and 27 grandchildren, and so far a wonderful life until she left. And still not too bad, but been involved in trying to change education for the better with more hands-on, because going to tech, they didn't do too well in helping me learn the business and engineering. And ever since then, I've been trying to figure out ways to change things. And the Learning Fair is one result.
So can you tell us a little bit about the Learning Fair, what your vision was, and how it kind of got started?
Well, it got started because Spring Arbor put on after I got connected with RPI in New York, they had a trailer and a special tabletop device where they allowed a child to come up, just type in the computer and have a computer-controlled milling machine finish what they wanted their initials carved or something in this plate, steel plate. And they had a robot that would take that plate that the kid would put on a piece, stand. The robot would grab it, put it in the milling machine, and put the design in that the kid wanted, and then the little blueprint would print out underneath. And this is back 30 some years ago, so it was quite amazing to have a robot to do things. And all they were doing is trying to recruit engineering students for RPI and have it start at a young age. And they'd take that to stores or things, and kids and parents would get in line to do that. And it really excited kids, that special kids that God gave them a gift that they liked that kind of thing. So it sparked their interest that they had. And so we brought that, Spring Arbor, along with the National Center for Manufacturing Sciences, brought their trailer with that in it. And Spring Arbor put on a summer program with teachers, a 2-week program, and for students. And they recruited students, middle school students from around the state. And they wanted an event at the end of it to celebrate the finish of the program. And that's where this came from. And I knew a number of hands-on people, and I thought this is a perfect opportunity to take the next step that I was interested in, is that there are certain kids that have a special God-given gift, and schools don't honor it at all. And and we could bring those people here, have them interviewed, and talk about how they got and discovered this special gift they have, and did regular schooling help them at all. And a lot of them said regular schooling was no help. They discovered it on their own. They discovered it at a young age. And how can now we help have regular schools figure that out and honor that? And what a perfect place to do it than Spring Arbor, where they're teaching teachers. And we interviewed them. I've still got the old tapes, and it's pretty inspiring.
How many years ago was that you started this?
I think it was 93, 1993. Yeah, so that's 32.
Got some legs behind it now.
32 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
This is awesome. Thank you, Camille. We appreciate you taking a few minutes with us.
I'm happy to have you ask me questions.
Yes. Awesome.
It's my passion.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you.
Yeah.
How awesome was that?
Oh man, that was pretty awesome today. I'm glad we got to do it. Maybe a little bit of rain. Could have hoped for not as much rain today, but I mean, what are you gonna do, right?
You just deal with it, right?
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right.
And that wraps our 7th episode of Manufacturing Matters Jackson from the Learning Fair, where hands-on and career exploration come to life. If you were inspired by today's episode or want to learn more about careers in manufacturing and STEM, please feel free to reach out to Keith or I. Until next time, keep building, keep learning, and remember, manufacturing matters.